Hey friends, welcome to the Cloudways BFCMPreapthon. This is the first session and I am here with Valentine Radu from OmniConvert talking about customer value optimization. It's not customer retention, it's not just customer acquisition, it's the whole enchilada and I can't wait to dive into this. Valentine, thank you so much for being with us today.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for having me. I'm excited to do this be a part of this new edition and to open the whole prepathon together with you.
Super excited as well. So we've all heard about those regular acronyms, CRO, and all the other stuff that goes into optimizing e-commerce shops. What is CVO? What is customer value optimization?
In order to answer to this question, I have prepared just a few slides, and let me help our audience to see this. But until the gods of Google Drive will help me out, I can let you know that customer value optimization was in my mind for more than 12 years, because I've been understanding a thing very important. It's not about how much you pay to acquire a customer, it's all about how much you get from that customer down the line. And customer value optimization is the process of monitoring and optimizing the customer lifetime value in relation with the customer acquisition cost. So that being said, I can help you with understanding this aspect. So we all heard about the average trap. So when we look at the things, we need to be a bit reluctant about the numbers that we are seeing, and because is this trap. For instance, we have this slide over here. It was a hypothetical example in New York Times back in 2011. If Oprah Winfrey and Warren Buffett suddenly had an aha moment and they realized that they want to move to Steubenville, which is a small city in Ohio, where the income per person was $46K, if they would be moving there, that would be rising to 62% overnight. So that will get that to 75K. And that's happening in our businesses as well. So there are some particular customers that are more important than the others. So it's not, for instance, one single ideal customer profile, which we call the soulmates. They generate margin as much as 376 low-value customers, which we call the breakups, right? So, for instance, those are the low-value customers that you don't want to acquire. And basically, I've learned this on my own entrepreneurial skin, because I've been an e-commerce entrepreneur myself. We were selling online car insurance here in Bucharest, Romania. We've got, thanks to this analysis, to 250,000 customers. And at some point, we paid too much to acquire customers, which I think it's the bloodbath which is happening in the entire e-commerce landscape right now. So we've made this analysis, and we realized that we have truck drivers, expensive car drivers, and regular car drivers. So even though the regular car drivers made 82% of our orders, they were making only 32% of our margin. So the other ones, there were the truck drivers and the expensive car drivers, which made 68% of the margin happen. And even though they were only 18% of the transaction. So basically, we've shifted our acquisition attention to the customers that matters. And customer value optimization, it's all about this methodology, right? So first, you align around the growth levers, understand things like customer acquisition cost, like customer lifetime value, NPS. So you measure what matters, which is customer centric. It's not order centric or product centric. And then you do customer research, like I did, right? You look at, okay, what's the share of margin by type of customers, and who are the best ones, who are the worst ones. And then you do this internal alignment, and there are these 3 pillars of customer value optimization. You fix what's broken and you adapt your customer experience, because it's not only the product that you're building, that you're selling, it's also the experience that you wrap your product with. Then you have the product optimization, which meaning you optimize the product assortment by looking at, hey, what are the products which are being bought by our best customers, and then you push those type of products because you know that the CLV down the line is going to be higher. And then it's the marketing itself. We have 4 type of campaigns: acquisition campaigns, onboarding campaigns, prevention campaigns, and reactivation campaigns across all these channels. So in a nutshell, that's what customer value optimization is. I hope I've answered your questions, Jan. And
so
I'm here.
Super easy process then.
Yeah,
This is why I love. And this is why I love the webinars. When you come on, you always have these super thought out processes. And everybody who's watching this right now, who feels as overwhelmed, even if there's only 6 boxes here, who feels as overwhelmed with all the things that come after implementing this stuff, everything in itself could be a webinar that we run in the Prepathon right here. So take a screenshot of the slide first of all, so that you have the entire process down for yourself. And then also I would love to invite you to ask questions live and on the replay, because Valentine and I will make sure you get the questions answered. And we want to make this a conversation. We had a chat off camera that we want the engagement to be as high as possible. So if we go too fast, you let us know in the comments. If we skip about anything that doesn't make sense for you, let us know in the comments below. But Valentine, let's say I have an online shop right now. I'm doing about 150K, 200K a year. Where do I start? What is the plumbing that I need to have in place to even begin on this journey?
Yeah, so the first thing that you need to take to make sure is that you are tracking your customers. So basically, you know who your customers are, and in order to know who your customers are, you need like a CRM. Of course, we have our own technology that is doing this automatically for Shopify, Magento, or whatever type of e-commerce platforms. But the first thing is to capture that data. So you can't improve customer lifetime value unless you don't have the customer data. So you need to have identifiable customers. After that, it's all a matter of navigating away from the old e-commerce growth formula, which is something like you need traffic, you need conversion rate, and you need AOV, because you also need the cost and you also need the customer lifetime value down the line. So basically, you need to monitor these kind of things: traffic, conversion rate, average order value, customer lifetime value, and the overall customer retention. Yeah, and basically, if you don't know how much you are paying, which is the customer acquisition cost, you will shoot in the dark, right? And those times are not good for shooting in the dark no more, let's say. We are coming, if you think about it, Jan, we are coming from decades of acquisition marketing where companies were profitable from the first order. So from the first order of a new customer, they were already profitable, or at least breaking even. Those days are gone. So you need to, of course, try to do your best in decreasing the customer acquisition cost, but also squeeze more profit from your existing customers, which means monitoring the purchase frequency, the customer lifetime value down the line, and how you get amplified from your existing customers, because word of mouth is the cheapest form of advertising since ever.
That's so true. And especially if somebody bought from you once, it's way more likely that they buy from you again. I think it's like 5 times more likely from the last statistics I saw that they buy again. So you want to make sure that you increase that CLV as much as possible. 100% agree with you on that. I would love to see the next slide. So let me bring those back up, because we had a chat off camera that you have a ton prepared for us. Let me hand over the stage back to you, and then I'll interrupt you when I don't understand something.
Of course. All right. So basically, what I prepared are 11 ways to nail customer lifetime value in Black Friday, right? So basically, the first thing is the e-commerce growth formula. I've touched this a bit. So basically, you have here a link. I'm not going to stay too much on this slide. What it's truly impactful is that if you do this mathematical modeling of your business, you'll be in a position to see what's going to happen with my margin down the line if I increase the traffic by 20%, my conversion rate by 20%, my purchase frequency by 20%, AOV, customer retention, and if I decrease the customer acquisition cost by 20%. And as you can see in this example, but you need your own data and you have access to this if you go to this link. In this example, the margin uplift will be only 4% if you decrease the customer acquisition cost by 20%. However, If you increase the customer retention rate by 20%, you will get 29% more margin down the line from your customers. So it's all a matter of understanding how math works for your own business model. So basically, that's again, this is the first step that you would be doing. After that, it's all a matter of customer research, like looking at who are your best customers by doing segmentation and asking and looking at their behavior. What's their desired outcome? And I've dried my mouth saying this, but I want to repeat it because the repetition is the mother of knowledge, right? So your products are the bridge from one point which is not good for the customers to the desired outcome. So basically, what kind of bridges are you selling to your customers? And that's happening only if you run this type of jobs to be done research, finding what are the struggles that the customers are in. For instance, I'm at this moment I'm struggling with this freaking iPhone to get it charged, even though it's 4 p.m. here, and I have an airplane to catch after this, and I want to have the opportunity to use my phone during the flight and afterwards. And my battery is getting low. It's empty even though it's 4 p.m. So that's a struggle, and eventually, bit by bit, I'm going to get to a point where my desired outcome is to not be in a position to charge my phone throughout the day. So to have a phone which has full battery throughout the day, no matter how much I'm speaking at it. So that's the desired outcome. So basically, with these jobs to be done, you understand what are the desired outcomes of the customers that are buying your products. And then you look at what you are selling. So basically, which are the best sellers, which are the products that you are selling and that are increasing the customer lifetime value, and vice versa, which are the toxic products, the ones that you are selling so good. And to give an example here, one former customers of ours, they were selling shoes, and they decided to do their own private label. They sourced products from China, and guess what? People were buying those, and they thought that things are going well. However, the customer retention went down.
Yeah.
Because customers were not happy with the quality. So you need to look at these type of things. What happens after the purchase, which is basically the last part of the customer value optimization.
And so is that a question? Sorry to interrupt, but is that a question of having the more products you have in shop, the better? Or is that a question of let's focus on the 5 top selling products and essentially ignore everything that's lurking around?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's all about the right cocktail of products that you're selling. So maybe if you look at the products and if you look at the profitability that you're getting from customers that are buying those products, you'll be in a position to decide. But without looking at the downline profitability for customers that bought those kind of products, you will shoot in the dark. So maybe you will get revenue, but again, it's about the profit. And because profit solves all the problems. So you do your assortment according to what's more profitable. Maybe it's about adding more products. Maybe you need 5,000 SKUs or whatever. Or maybe it's a matter of focusing on your the 5 top products which are making you, I don't know, extremely competitive in the market that you're serving. And last but not the least, the customer research is how we do it. So that's one of the most neglected part of it. So everyone is focusing on conversion rate, traffic, CPC, CPM, CTR, you name it. And few are focusing on, are we delivering on time? What's our delivery cost? How happy are our customers after they bought our products? How many customers are actually using or consuming our products? So picture this, Jan. Tons of marketers are sending products to customers that never come back. And what they do, they continue to sell. They don't stop to look, why are our customers not consuming the coffee that we're selling, or the whatever, the charges that we are shipping to them? Why they are not happy about those? So without doing this, you are not closing the loop. And that's basically crucially important to make. Going further, these are my the way to identify your best customers. So the first thing would be to apply RFM segmentation to your customer base. RFM stands for recency, frequency, and monetary value. in a nutshell, you have very good customers that are very profitable, but they are not that many. We call them the soulmates, right? The ones that are buying from you despite all the hiccups that you have and all the barriers that you put in front of them. Like they have the highest recency, the highest frequency, and the highest monetary value. Yeah, because with the RFM, we do this automatically with OmniConvert Reveal. So basically, with this type of approach, you look at the soulmates, you look at the lovers, but you also look at the breakups. Let's say those guys, 20% of the customers, and they have only 1% of the margin. So those are not customers that you want to acquire. And of course, with this type of analysis, you find out not only who they are, but also what they are buying. And how it goes, it's basically, in a nutshell, you have new customers with high value at their first order. In 30 days, if some of them will buy again, they will turn into potential lovers or lovers. If they don't do anything, they will be still new passions. In 90 days, so in three months from now, if 70% of them will not buy, we turn them into not to lose customers. And it's all a matter of crafting messages down the line. So you need to work like a movie director. If there are 90 days since a new customers with high potential is not buying, trigger an email or an ad campaign or whatever. Yeah. And then you have all sorts of customers. So down the line, if you don't do anything about those customers with high revenue, the highest revenue from a single order, which used to be new passions, they will now turn into Don Juans, like new one-night standers, 65% of your customers in this case. Yeah. So it's all a matter of understanding how the customer behavior works.
That's another slide to screenshot for sure, because just from those, if you just follow those lines, you can set up complete automated sequences for messaging across multiple channels to see if you can upgrade those new passions to become a lover or to become a potential lover, and to just increase the customer lifetime value in this flow. And what I love about this, Valentine, is the time breakdown: 30 days, 90 days, 180. Because one thing I see many e-commerce shops get wrong is they email everybody the same email, no matter how often people engage and even open the email campaigns. And it's shown that as soon as you send emails regularly to people who don't engage with your mails, you are hitting your deliverability. You are decreasing how often your campaigns land in the inbox. So by segmenting based on time, you can very cleverly also segment for re-engagement campaigns and things like that, and only email those people who engage in the last 30 or 60 days. Super possible, super positive.
Yeah. And again, Jan, about this one-size-fits-all approach, it's a pity that now we have these technologies out there. We are just one vendor, but maybe there are better vendors. I can't say. I brag about our own technology. We've been doing this. We have an education academy, as you can see here in the footer. We have our own customer value optimization academy. But the worst thing that you can do when things are not going right is to do the same thing, right? So the idea is to change and to have this type of new approach, because otherwise, if you hit everyone with the same, here's 10% discount, no matter who you are, then it's like you are a doctor and you prescribe the same treatment to everyone. You don't even ask them who they are, where they are hurt. You prescribe I don't know, Tylenol to everyone, and it's not working like this.
Doesn't help.
Fix your business. Yeah. All right. So basically, that's how it goes with the RFM analysis, and that's really helpful for Black Friday as well, because knowing this type of customers allows you to be more relevant. Then, in order to nail this Black Friday properly, it's about generating better leads. So you can build a list of new prospects with lookalike audiences built from your best existing customers. So basically, with the RFM, you have these soulmates, right? They have the highest recency, they have the highest frequency, and the highest monetary value. So let's say 3% of your customers that generated 12% of your margin. So what you can do with them, you can build lookalike audiences based on those. So lookalike audiences are, even Facebook is bragging about the need of having better audiences now that the cookies are deprecated and few people are sharing third-party data with us e-commerce leaders. So basically, you You build audiences based on the best customers, based on your soulmates with this RFM segmentation. You launch lookalike campaigns on Facebook. Then the Facebook algorithms finds more users that look like the soulmates because they have this data. Those users are attracted thanks to high relevant ads because the relevance is higher when you have this type of customers which are sharing the common things with your best customers, and then they are directly to the website, and that's the virtuous cycle which is going further, right? So once you set this type of evergreen acquisition campaigns, it's all working better. For instance, we have here an example with a company called Mob Expert. Is one of the largest furniture retailers here in Central and Eastern Europe. Their ROS for all their new acquired customers is better with 20% by applying this type of RFM segmentation and building lookalike ad campaigns. Going further, the third thing that I want to share with you is if you want to get rid of low value products, you need to push those to bargain hunters like the breakups. Yeah, I've told you about the breakups. They have a low value. There are plenty of those, and you don't want to ruin your margin by pushing good discount campaigns to your best customers, right? You push those to breakups. They bought only once, their frequency is low, and their monetary value is low. So the idea is not to ruin margin on your high potential customers and to get rid of the old stock or low value products by pushing those to these bargain hunters. That's a really simple strategy.
Just one thing I would like to add to this, because this resonates deeply with me. And what you are not saying, just to clarify, is you're not selling milk the high profile customers by not giving them discounts. You would do bonus ads, you would add value to the offer, but you don't discount on the price. You would add value in different ways. But for those breakups, you have to discount because they don't respond to, hey, let's get another pair of socks free if you buy these shoes or something like that. Whereas your soulmates, they would jump on anything that you throw at them.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Going further, one other idea is to reactivate the customers that have bought last Black Friday. So, for instance, we have this methodology by building audiences, building custom audiences with specific customers that bought in a specific period. And for instance, we have this part of our own technology called the Audience Builder, where you simply go to November 2021. You get those customers, you see how many they are, what's the revenue contribution, what's the margin contribution, what's the revenue per customer, and simply you push this type of campaigns, which are highly relevant if you craft your message properly. Hey, it's been a year already. Here's what we have this Black Friday for you. And you can do it in advance, or you can give them something to do, like subscribe again or build a wish list based on what they've bought. But basically, it's all about crafting this type of audiences based on the data that you already have. All right. Going further, talking about this wish list, that's one of let's say the best tactics that I've seen out there is to build a list of prospects that can win their wish list. So how does it work? It's working on a principle called the Zeigarnik effect, which states that people are more they tend to remember things that they haven't finished. And that was discovered by analyzing waiters that forgot everything about an order once the order was complete. Yeah, but up until then, they were remembering a lot of things about the things that they haven't finished. So this Zeigarnik effect states that people remember unfinished or interrupted tasks better than the completed tasks. So if you give them something like to build a wish list that they haven't processed, they haven't bought already, so they will remember in Black Friday that they have a ton of other brands that are shouting at them discount, 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 and they have that brand where they've actually invested some effort into building a wish list and they want to check if they've bought. So how does it work? Basically, it's a bit late, but as an example, let's say from 1 to 10th of October, you build a list of customers you actually want, the best ones, soulmates, lovers, ex-lovers, or new passions, so customers with high spending potential, and new customers as well, right? So basically, you tease everyone, build your wish list in order to win it. Then you tease them with a special Black Friday campaign offer only for what they chose in their wish list, so you know what to push at them because it's in their wish list. So it's not about shooting in the dark with some products. They've put it in their wish list, so they know that they need these freaking earbuds or whatever. Then you capture and decipher product intel thanks to that. So you look at which are the most wished for products so that you can push them differently in your campaigns, and then you can launch these campaigns and capture orders 1 or 2 weeks before the Black Friday from those particular customers, stating something like, hey, you haven't won your wish list, John whatever won it. However, if you want to order it with a special price, you have this option pre-Black Friday. So basically you can ship them in advance, the goods, and you can also have more less orders to fulfill when the shit hits the fan in the real Black Friday, let's say.
That's strong. That's really strong because you spread out the entire excitement about the campaign into the month before and into the weeks before.
Yeah, exactly. And basically it's something that you can you can make it work, and that those are the 5 whys behind why this works. You find out which are the most desired products by looking at their wish list. You create a list of highly engaged customers by teasing them with what they actually want. They've said they want it, so here's it for you. You gain an advantage against other brands because your message will stand out in their inbox because they've invested effort to build that wish list. The cost of delivering the message has already been paid, right? So and basically the last is that you offer them a special offer at the product that they really want to get from you. So that's how you can do it. And by the way, I have an advanced win your wishlist tactic, by the way. So, and that works like this. You do the math with the RFM to see what's your threshold to be profitable, right? So how much you can afford to reactivate a customer. And then you can validate the right discount. You ask your customers to vote what are the products they want and what's the price at which they will buy it, right? So you have here like a slider, like you have this I don't know, sandals, but it can be whatever you are selling, and then they can use this slider, and then you capture this as a tag, and then you enrich the customer profile with this tag regarding what they've bought, what are the products that they have voted, and how much they stated that they will pay if the discount will be such and such. And then you push this kind of campaigns by using all those tags. It's a bit of work, but hey, if you have if you don't stand out, how will you make it?
I've never seen that implemented. That's amazing. I've never seen that strategy before.
Yeah, it's a tactic that we actually helped one of our customers to do it last Black Friday, and we are curious to see how this will work this Black Friday as well. It's all about nurturing your existing customers, right? Yeah. Make it appealing for them to engage with your products and with your brand, because otherwise, what everyone is doing, I mean, 99% of the brands out there, they simply ruin their margin and then they blast everyone with the same discount campaigns. You don't want to be that brand, and in order not to be that brand, those are some tactics for you.
You want to have those micro engagements. That's why the gamification is so cool. You want them to just click here and click there and fiddle with this and fiddle with that.
Yeah, that's right. Another thing that you can do for this Black Friday, working with the CVO methodology, is to mine the customer lifetime value, meaning to plant the seeds for the next purchase. So the campaign with the 100% open rate is the unboxing campaign, right? So basically everyone is opening their packages once you ship to them, right? So what you can do is to use this kind of Trojan horse. I think we're all familiar with this example when they've won the war by having soldiers in a huge horse made of wood, where they've hid some soldiers. They've got it inside the city, right? The gates of the citadel, and they've won the war by this. So basically, the idea is to plant the seeds by doing package inserts, right? So why you want to consider package inserts? First is that it's respecting the under promise over deliver principle. right? So you can give like a sample, like a gift, like a voucher, whatever. The second is the package inserts are very cost effective, right? So you can do package inserts pretty cheap. And by the way, you can personalize these inserts only for specific RFM segments. So for new passions that they have a huge spending potential, you can send them other things than you send to the mass of your customers, which are not that valuable, right? Another reason is that the cost of delivering that message has already been paid. So you want to make this a relationship, not a one-time transaction. Yeah, and that's how you can do it. Another thing, you can cross-sell with things that are highly relevant. So there's an analysis that you can do looking at the propensity to buy another product if they bought product A. Let's say if they've bought product A, the chance to place another order is 20% if you push product B, but there are 60% if you push product C. So you can do these cross-sell campaigns, like if I'm buying, let's say, shoes, maybe you have higher chances to sell, I don't know, let's say socks or boots or whatever. Yeah, it's all about looking at your data. Then the package inserts are a great way to also get rid of products that are not selling. So you can do like a huge discount campaign for products that you basically keep in your inventory, and they are you are losing money by occupying the space over there. Then last but not the least, these effective inserts are increasing the customer lifetime value on autopilot. So once you nail it, you can simply do it automatically. And those are the type of package inserts for you to consider. There are thank you letters, there are discount coupons, there are surprise gifts, there are books, there are product reviews invites, there are product samples, there is a product catalog with other products that they can buy from you, or there are bookmarks. I don't know if you know that, because I've been actually pretty young, but Amazon's package insert was through bookmarks. So they've shipped a lot of their books with some bookmarks that were incentivizing customers to place the next order. So that's something that they've done in the past. And in order to decide, okay, what kind of inserts to ship to them, there is these two axes, right? You have the cost and you have the usage. Yeah, how low is the cost or how high is the cost, and how low is the usage and how high is the usage. For instance, you have at the end of the spectrum, you have high usage and high cost, which are watches, yeah, or wallets or wine openers, and you have the low cost with high usage, which can be the bookmarks. Yeah, so basically it's all a matter of deciding what can you ship to them. The whole idea is to have a high usage and a low cost, but it's up to you to decide about it, and it's a whole strategy. However, I hope this helps you out to decide what to put in the package, because in Black Friday, few are the companies that are adding something extra because they've already ruined their gross margin with high discounts. All right, going to number 8. If there are any questions, Jan, please stop me anytime. Yep. All right, so number 8 is about retargeting customers based on the last products they've bought. And in order to do so, let's say you have your power customers, which are the best ones. Yeah, there are the soulmates, the lovers, new passions. Yeah, according to the RFM segmentation, they've bought recently. They have a high monetary value, and their frequencies, it doesn't matter here. The whole idea is recency and monetary value. Yeah. So you look at what they have bought in terms of the products or categories of brands, how much they are willing to recommend. Yeah, if they have a high NPS and if they have a low return rate, yeah, which is the third aspect, that means you can have a winner. In this case, product D, it doesn't have a huge share of revenue, but the customers are way more satisfied than the other ones, the other products, and few are the customers that are returning it. If you compare it with, I don't know, product A, where the NPS is way lower and the return rate is way higher. So it's all a matter of looking at the products that you want to push over there, we have this capacity in our product. So basically you select what kind of products they've bought and you build this type of campaigns, which even though you look like Kramer from Seinfeld at this moment, those things actually work. By the way, this was supposed to be a GIF. I don't know why it doesn't work, but that's not the point here. Yeah. All right. So if there aren't any questions, I can move further to number 9. I still have three things more to go. The gated launch strategy. It's a very important strategy that you can do in Black Friday. It's all about the pricing elasticity, right? So you can play with pricing elasticity before the Black Friday. So you can do this type of members only campaign. So you have your existing customer base, and you have all sorts of customers, and depending on your products as well. You have low frequency, high value, like these stilettos. I've heard that is the name for this type of shoes with high heels. Or you have high frequency products like coffee, tea, whatever. Yeah, anything in the about food and grocery where you have fast moving consumer goods. So the gated launch strategy works like this. First, you build the hype. Yeah. So basically, you build some hype around the fact that something extraordinary is coming, and is coming to you because you're a part of our, I don't know, best customers. You're a valued customer. You justify it. You make them feel like they are precious and they are not like the all sorts of the everyday customer, right? Then you ask the power customers to do an action in order to deserve the access. They should be subscribing, pushing this button, whatever. Yeah. Then you send them a password for the access to access that special campaign, which is basically a landing page password protected. You tease them in the meantime about this is happening on, I don't know, 1 week ahead of Black Friday. And on the D-Day, you password protect the whole website, or you blast your audience around this kind of thing. So you can do it, for instance, and we have I'm doing a lot of podcasting, and I had a great podcast with Jordan West. You can find it on our website. It's all about the pushing this type of campaigns at the specific hours. For instance, you can do it. They've been doing it at their store. Something like Saturday morning, they were selling things for moms, and basically it was a good moment for them when it was Saturday morning. But you can do it by night or whatever. So fact is that you want to build this type of launch strategy based on the special campaigns that you're having. Jan, you had something to add?
Yeah, I wanted to speak a little bit about the promotional times, because that's something that I'm experimenting with my newsletter as well. What time and what day to send out those newsletters. And on Twitter, I see boatloads of people say Saturday 10 a.m. Central. That's when I send my newsletter. That's the best time when I have the most opens. And I think for e-commerce specifically, this is a really tricky thing to get right, because especially with BFCM, you need this urgency and this relevancy. So you only have a limited amount of time when you can send the email, and there is a lot of email traffic in these weeks. But how do you test beforehand what the right time is? Because obviously you want to have these sweet spot hours where people are commuting and they're checking emails on the bus or in the Uber or something like that.
Yeah.
But then everybody else is sending at the same time. So how do we balance that?
Yeah, I think the best would be to, if you don't have a huge list, and let's not talk about that, because if you have a huge list, it's all about A/B testing it and basically splitting the data, the customer base in two and whatever, and doing this type of A/B tests. If you don't have that, it's all about a matter of investigating on your own Google Analytics when are the times with the highest conversion rate on your website. Yeah, because there are some patterns over there, and if you don't investigate that, you will be shooting in the dark. So you want to push this type of campaigns when is a good moment, and that good moment could be exactly if you discover that, I don't know, you're looking at the last 6 months, you have a better conversion rate between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. because what you're selling is, I don't know, people are looking at their TVs and on their second screen are looking for the things that you're selling. Then that's the right moment. So you want to respect the timing of your customers, and depending on what you're selling, you can investigate that not by sending different email campaigns and looking at the results, because you don't have that luxury if you don't have, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of customers, but by looking at the behavior, the overall behavior of your existing customers in Google Analytics.
Brilliant way, because that would have been my follow-up question. How much data do I really need to make an educated decision to pull this off? Because if you were to test this just with emails, you would have to have 1 month sending at 5 p.m. compared to 1 month sending at 1 a.m. or something like that. And then you would still have different factors influencing that. So Google Analytics is where it's at.
Yeah, exactly. You look at the time intervals when the conversion rate is at the highest. Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So going further, one real impactful thing is to track the pre and post delivery net promoter score in order to prevent churn. First of all, it's essential to track net promoter score, but it's also essential to track it before and after the purchase. And that's going on like this. You have the expectation, this beautiful lady here with the silky hair, and you have the reality. So basically pre-delivery, maybe your marketing has done the job properly, but on the post-delivery, so after you check the whole customer journey, maybe the reality is as grim as in this picture. So basically, with this type of monitoring the NPS pre and post-delivery, you can look at if there's a huge gap between those two, right? So the delta NPS is the delivery gap. On the thank you page, you check what's the willingness of your customers to recommend your product and your e-commerce to their peers and colleagues and friends. And once the products has been shipped and people were actually using and consuming your products, you want to check it again. And then you look at this difference, and maybe you have a website purchase issue, which is on the pre-delivery, or maybe, and your marketing has been doing the job properly if the NPS is high over there, but maybe the product and the customer experience is lousy. So it's all a matter of monitoring at these two moments so that you make sure that you're not ruining your ad campaigns, but by selling products that customers are not happy with, or selling products with fulfilling issues. So basically, with this type of approach, you transform the customer support from a cost center to a profit center, and that's how it works. So for instance, we capture the NPS. We look at which are the RFM groups of those customers. That's something that we have. So for instance, you check which are the RFM segments, what's their NPS, and if we have really important customers, right, the soulmates. So let's say you have a soulmate customer, which are the best customers to have, and they give you a 0 at their post-delivery NPS. So you have someone that bought 5 times from your store, and they are pissed off. You want to do something about it, right? So, and that something could be to trigger a ticket so that someone is calling or getting in touch with the customer so that they treat it in real time, or as in real time as possible. And that's something to deeply care right now, because I can find the same products everywhere. So pretty much everywhere. I have a ton of alternatives, and customers are more powerful than ever. Yeah, it's not about where am I buying from? It's about who is the customer which is buying that. So it's a bit like in the HR right now. Right now, companies are more going after employees. It's not about being accepted to an interview anymore, right? So maybe that's what's going on in the e-commerce arena as well.
Yeah, and I think it's also an important mindset shift that we have to make as business owners in these times where everybody is struggling. Let's say 90% of people have a hard time right now because of what's going on in the industry and around the globe, frankly. And with our businesses, we have to be mindful of that. And I've seen some people even give inflation relief discounts even before BFCM starts, and they give you like 20% off or something. So the more we care for our customers, the higher the customer lifetime value will be in the end.
Yeah, what I want to show you, Jan, to everyone basically is that one important aspect from the whole methodology of customer value optimization is that you have to fix what's broken, which is over here. And that's where what you can do, which basically nobody is doing it at this moment. So mainly that's the way to differentiate, by fixing what's broken. But we can't fix what's broken unless we measure that. Yeah. So we have to improve the customer service. We can optimize the product assortment. We can eliminate unnecessary frictions by being aware of those. And if you remember one thing from my presentation so far, is the fact that without focusing on the right customers and without fixing what's broken, all you are doing is to be just another e-commerce in a sea of other e-commerce companies. And that's a huge opportunity to undertake at this moment. So you can either go out there and look at how to tweak and do this local optimization of the CTR and CPC and your ad campaigns, or you can do something very transformational for your business, which means segmenting your customers, find out what's broken and fixing that, and then putting more money into acquisition campaigns.
How do we make the decision what to spend our time on? Are there times where sometimes fixing these small little things can be more important to the business than having this big picture view and optimizing CVO?
Yeah, I think it's all a matter, Jan, of making sure if you have a healthy business. Because if you don't know what's your NPS, if you don't know what's your CLV, if you don't know what's the relationship between the CLV and CAC, it doesn't matter if you tweak that. So imagine that you have a house which is on fire. Yeah. If the house is on fire, it doesn't matter to fix the door handle in the bathroom. You need to go to the freaking kitchen and to stop the fire from burning. And few are the companies that have this all sorted out. You know, they are measuring what matters. They know how healthy is their business, because we're coming again after a decade where Facebook and Google have been brainwashing the whole e-commerce landscape about the fact that growth means customer acquisition, which is not only that. It's not only customer acquisition. It's also customer experience. It's also customer retention.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. And I think many e-commerce businesses get this wrong, where they think the grass is greener on the other side. So now they hear about a new technology or a new approach to potentially growing their business. They jump both feet into CVO. And maybe that's the right thing. And maybe it's the wrong time for them to do this right now. And they have another burning issue at their hands. So being mindful of where you're at in the business, I think is a really important takeaway for everybody watching.
Yeah, and you can see that by doing number 2, prioritization. And if you have your e-commerce growth formula, if you know what dominant number to tweak at this moment, then you will know. Yeah, if you don't know that, you will do what you've already have done. And I think in the near future we'll see more and more companies simply dying, because we are seeing that direct to consumer companies, most of them wake up to the new reality that they need to be omnichannel in order to survive and thrive. So it's not e-commerce, it's a channel, right? It's one distribution channel that can be among other distribution channels. You can use marketplaces, you can use your own physical stores, you can use distribution chains and so on. So basically it's we are seeing right now a consolidation which is already starting to take place.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic way to slowly come to the close to this session, because we've covered a lot of ground, and I would love to take the opportunity to tease the next BFCMPreapthon session we have coming up at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, how women are contributing towards digital growth, with Pia Silva, the small agency coach, with Reese Spikerman, CEO of Design by Reese, and Raluca Radu, country manager at Answer.com. And also, you have been working on something, Valentine.
Yeah, exactly. I've been working at the book. So basically, if you want to hear more about customer value optimization, I'm preparing a new book called the CVO Revolution. If you love losing customers, you'll hate this book. So if you want to read the first chapter, you can do it. You have this link over here, bit.ly/CVO-book. You can read the first chapter over there. So it's all about knowledge, right? At this moment, I am as well more stupid than I will be in 3 months from now, and it's all a matter of accelerating the knowledge. So that's something that nobody can steal from you. And basically, I've prepared this book after 15 years in the e-commerce arena. You can get it. You can take a look at it, and we are launching it in the first quarter of next year.
Highly recommend getting anything that Valentine pushes out if you are in e-commerce. He's one of the experts that I follow. I pay close attention to whenever he shares something. And friends, join us at the Cloudways social channels, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you like, because we have more Prepathon sessions coming up this week from 24th to 28th. Thank you, everybody, for being with us today. Thank you, Valentine. It has been a pleasure absorbing the knowledge from you. And if we don't have any questions from the audience, which I don't think there are, let's just wait for another minute or two and marvel at the "Let There Be Growth" headline. I just love this. Yeah, I don't think we have any questions coming through from the audience, so we'll close it by now. Valentine, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to catch up with you.
Thank you, Jan, as well. And all the best, everyone. May you be amazed about your Black Friday and Cyber Monday campaigns this year.